The Crowman, Part 1. We had just finished an away football game. It was late, really late. The bus was unusually quiet. We had just lost, so nobody felt like talking. To make things worse, our star player, number 99, had gotten injured during the third quarter. The injury looked bad enough that he had to leave the game early. We never saw him again after the ambulance took him away. Most of the team sat staring at their phones or fell asleep as we drove down a long country road surrounded by endless farm fields. I couldn't sleep. The moon was bright enough to illuminate the fields outside my window, so I just stared out into the darkness. That's when I noticed the first scarecrow. It stood crooked in the middle of a field. One arm was missing. Its head looked torn apart. I figured it had been damaged by weather. Then we passed another. Its chest was ripped open. Straw hung from it in long strips. A few minutes later, another. Then another. The farther we drove, the worse they looked. Some were missing limbs. Others were missing heads. A few looked as if something had been chewing on them. I sat up straighter. Something felt wrong. Nobody else seemed to notice. The bus rolled deeper into the countryside. Then I saw one that didn't look like a scarecrow. It stood motionless in the middle of a field. Tall, thin. Its body looked completely black against the moonlit corn. Then it moved. The figure was covered in feathers. Long arms ended in claw-like fingers. Massive folded wings rested against its back. And in its hands was a scarecrow. It was ripping pieces from it, eating it. I froze. The creature suddenly stopped. Slowly, it turned its head toward the road, toward the bus, toward me. Its eyes reflected in the moonlight. For several seconds, neither of us moved. Then its wings unfolded. Huge, far larger than they should have been. The creature launched upward into the night sky. I nearly jumped out of my seat. But before I could say anything, it disappeared into the darkness. I rubbed my eyes. Maybe I was tired. Maybe I'd fallen asleep for a second. After all, who would believe me? So I kept quiet. The bus continued down the road. About 20 minutes later, one of the players stood up. "Coach, I gotta use the bathroom." A few others agreed. The nearest gas station was closed, so the driver eventually pulled into a small gravel rest stop beside a field. There was a single portable toilet under a flickering light. People took turns to use it. The rest of the team stayed seated. The night felt strangely quiet. A few minutes later, the last player came jogging back. The driver closed the door. Then,